FedEx Corporation, the global leader in express delivery services, reported their full year 2023 earnings report. Revenue for fiscal 2023 stood at $90.2 billion, down 3.6% from $93.5 billion in 2022, hurt by less e-commerce delivery business as consumers preferred to shop in person rather than online. Segment revenue for FedEx showed the following changes compared to FY 2022. FedEx Express saw revenue decreased by 6.70% from $45.8 billion to $42.7 billion. FedEx Ground segment increased slightly by 0.83% from $33.2 billion to $33.5 billion. FedEx Freight segment remained relatively stable at $9.6 billion, with a slight increase of 1.05% from $9.5 billion. FedEx Services segment experienced significant growth of 18.97% from $253 million to $301 million. Other revenue decreased by 11% from $4.5 billion to $4 billion in full year 2023. Although operating income decreased by 21.35% from $6.2 billion to $4.9 billion, there were some positive developments on the company's financial performance. They were able to lower costs with operating expenses dropping by more than 2.3% to $85.2 billion compared to 2022. Net income increased by 3.82% from $3.8 billion to almost $4 billion and earnings per share increased by 8.03% from $14.33 to $15.48. During fiscal year 2023, FedEx returned $2.7 billion to stockholders through a combination of stock repurchases totaling $1.5 billion and dividend payments of $1.2 billion. Over 9 million shares were repurchased, accounting for 4% of the shares outstanding at the beginning of the year. As of May 31, 2023, there was $2.6 billion remaining for share repurchases. In fiscal 2024, FedEx plans to repurchase $2.0 billion of its common stock and has announced a 10% increase in the annual dividend rate. The dividend rate per share will be raised to $5.04, up by 44 cents compared to 2023. Company outlook. In fiscal 2024, FedEx expects flat to low single-digit % revenue growth compared to the previous year. The company forecasts earnings per diluted share in the range of $15 to $17, excluding accounting adjustments for mark-to-market retirement plans. Additionally, FedEx anticipates achieving permanent cost reductions of $1.8 billion through the Drive Transformation Program. The company plans to allocate $5.7 billion for capital spending during the fiscal year. Some notable fundamentals using a share price of $231.65. Price-to-earnings ratio stands at 14.96, which indicates the company's valuation relative to its earnings. Cash per share, the company has $26.60 in cash per share, which indicates its liquidity position. Price-to-sales ratio is 0.66, which shows the company's valuation relative to its revenue. The quick ratio is 1.37, indicating the company's ability to cover its short-term liabilities with its liquid assets. The dividend yield is 1.99%. Representing the company's annual dividend payments relative to its share price.